What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Agrarian Skies 2. Oh yeah. So last episode, we were messing around with crops and the AGRICRAFT stuff, and I was figuring out that you can take two different seeds and combine them and make a better seed. And I was doing that over and over and over again. Like I said, I was going to be doing that off camera. So these crops here, you can see on the tooltip there, it says growth 10, gain 10, strength 10. So that's about as good as you can get on these as far as I understand it. So I went ahead and I mutated two crops. I got one that was slightly better. I removed one of the parents and I replaced that seed, and then I did it over again and got one that was slightly better, and then replaced the other parent, and just kept doing this over and over until, you know, one was 10, the other one was 10, and then they always produce seeds that are 10, 10, 10, which is great. So what's so great about that? Well, every time you harvest those, they give you 4 wheat. Also, they grow a lot faster, and I'm not sure what the strength is. Maybe that's resistance against weeds. I don't know. But I've done this for a while. This chest right here is full of a whole bunch of my attempts and failures to get the biggest one. But we finally got there. You can see like some of these have just slightly bigger numbers than the other ones. Yeah, it takes a little bit of time. I'd say to get the 10, 10, 10 wheat seeds took me maybe 2 full Minecraft days. Well, with sleeping through the night, that is. It seems like wheat doesn't want to grow at nighttime at all, even with the watering can, so I just slept through the night to do those. Also, I just got done doing our carrot seeds, and I don't even know how many. I assume those are going to give us 4? Yeah, so those give us 4 as well, so that's pretty cool. So I was thinking, well, now we have a whole bunch of wheat and we have a whole bunch of carrots. What is really that great about that? So I kind of was exploring a little bit, and I wanted to see how to get soybeans, because these are going to be a pretty big staple of our food. I suppose that this is where we want to go. When I used soy in the past, like soybeans were used for a lot of different recipes. I haven't actually looked. I should probably do that and make sure. No, actually that might be removed now. Yeah, soy was used in a lot of recipes as a replacement for meat. Actually, these are the soybeans. We should look for tofu, because you can turn soy into tofu. This would be what would be the replacement for all the different meats and stuff. And yeah, it does look like tofu it'll turn into like chicken and things like this. So yeah, tofu, soybeans, that's where we want to be. So I was looking, so how do you make a soybean, the actual seed itself? And it looks like you have to combine rice seeds with bean seeds, and those will give you soybeans. So how do you get rice seeds? You combine rye with sugarcane. Okay, how do you get rye? You combine barley with regular wheat seeds. Yep, and how do you get barley? So that's seeds plus sugarcane. Now, it looks kind of complicated and it sounds like a lot of work. It probably will take a little bit of time, but I'm sure it's not going to be that bad. It's almost like breeding bees, believe it or not. I know a lot of people don't like bee breeding, but that seems like the same kind of situation we got here with the AGRICRAFT trying to get the new seeds. So I think I'm going to spend a little bit of time here. I'm going to try and get barley. Let's see if we can do that. So we have wheat seeds here. We're gonna need sugarcane. I haven't touched the sugarcane at all. Haven't tried to make better sugarcane seeds. So let's go ahead and take one of these sugarcanes over here, and we'll see if we can mutate regular wheat into yeah, wheat plus the sugarcane should equal a barley. I have notes written down actually because I want to make sure I had everything right. So we'll go and do that, and we will plant the sugarcane. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, they won't plant there. I'm gonna have to reverse this. So we will do crop plus these seeds. Let's go ahead and get those grown real quick. Those grow really fast when they're at the 10, 10, 10 stage when you have the watering can on them. Like, I know the watering can makes things grow a little bit faster, but these grow like really fast, so that's pretty awesome. So we'll put that there. We'll put the sugarcane over here. Does it just have to be... How is this working? I thought I've grown sugarcane. Maybe, do I have to like research these first? Let's do that. Okay, so those are researched. Oh, it's on farmland. Okay, hold on a second. Maybe that's the reason why. Crop there, sugarcane. Yeah, well, let me put it there. I'm pretty sure I planted these sugarcane seeds before. All right. Well, let's go ahead and replace that with a piece of dirt then. Maybe that's the problem, that it won't be able to be placed on tilled soil. We'll see. Do that. And crop won't go there. Nope, I can't place those here. Do these have to be placed on sand? Let's grab ourselves one piece of sand. We'll try this. Yeah, I'm very sure that I've done this before, but I'm probably wrong. Nope. That goes there. Ah, it's got to be on sand. Okay, well, now I know. So this is a 111 sugarcane seed. Yeah, these are 10-10-10 wheat. So now we got to get rid of the wheat in the center here and put some crop sticks. Actually, another thing I didn't really look at. Let's do this again. We're looking for barley. So these seeds right here. Or is it these? Or is it these? Soil has to be, yeah, farmland, humus, podzol, so any kind of dirt. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure that was the case. All right, so now we can just go ahead and water can these guys. Oh, you know what? Yeah, we're gonna grow weeds here. Let's get rid of that. I want to grow the sugarcane until it's completely mature. I don't know if that's required or not, but we'll go ahead and grow this thing up real quick. Yeah, getting the sugarcane in this form is actually going to be pretty cool because we can harvest 4 at a time and it grows really fast. It's going to be way better than the vanilla version. So that's at 71% growth, 86, and should be fully grown. I really don't know if they have to be fully grown to crossbreed or whatever, but we will try that. And we got barley. All right, so that was pretty quick to get barley. Yeah, 29, so we can go ahead and harvest that guy. So now we got a barley seed. I don't think, oh, it says unidentified. Oh, I didn't know we could do this with the Pam stuff. Okay, so if we put that in there. 333, actually that starts off pretty good. All right, so maybe it's a combination of like, when you're crossbreeding into a new one, like this one's a 10-10-10, this one's a 1-1-1. So maybe it'd have a chance to get better stats based on its parents. So maybe if we had a 10-10-10 sugarcane, we would have gotten a 10-10-10 barley? Maybe. That's something that might be worth investigating. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and get some sugarcane to a 10-10-10 stage. We'll try this again and see what kind of a resulting barley seed we get. So yeah, let me do that, guys, and we will be right back. Alright guys, so I went ahead and I bred a bunch of sugarcane seeds, and we finally got to the 10-10-10 stage, and I've made a few additional seeds, so I got 11 more of these right here. It's pretty easy to copy these. Once you get a parent that's 10-10-10 and another one, you just put the crop sticks with the one in the center, you just grow it. Any seed that you get is always going to be the 10-10-10. So I just make a little stockpile in case something happens, like weeds happen and they destroy your crops. I always want to have backups. So anyway, we got some of those. So now I want to test and see how are we going to do when we have two parents that are 10-10-10s mutating into a different crop. So there's that. We need, wasn't it wheat? I think we need our wheat seeds. What did I do with those? I think I put them over here. Yeah, these guys right here. So these are 10-10-10s, and the sugar canes are 10-10-10 as well. Just go ahead and stick those here. Let's go and water can those and bring these guys up to 100%. Shouldn't take too long at all since these guys have the 10 growth speed. But yeah, wheat plus a sugar cane equals a barley. So yeah, I'm very interested in seeing if the offspring will be the max stats as well, which will be pretty cool if we can do that. That might save a little bit of time. If both parents are already 10s and the offspring are going to be 10s, that'll save a bunch of time later on. So I think we have to till, and then crop stick, and let's do this. Okay, is that barley? That looks like wheat, right? Is it a chance that we'll get wheat? Or maybe I shouldn't have done it on the tilled. I'm not sure. What did we get there? That's a seed unidentified. Actually, let's do this. Let's get rid of that. We'll place this back. Oh, I can't put the crop sticks there. Okay, so maybe it's a chance of mutation. It isn't 100%. I wasn't sure about that. This is the first time I've used this mod, obviously, guys. So I don't know everything there is to know. So it looks like we have gotten crops once again. Let's keep trying here. That is just regular seeds. I'm not doing something wrong, am I? Let's take a look one more time. So we were trying to get barley, and we want these. So sugarcane seed and regular Minecraft seed equals this, and that's on any of this. So I guess we were just lucky that very first time that we got the mutation, but doesn't look like it's gonna be 100% chance every time. Okay, so I'll just keep doing this. Hopefully we will get the mutation to occur. That is weeds. You can tell weeds because there are little things in each corner. There's nothing in the center. You definitely don't want those guys around. Yeah, I'll keep doing this until we get the barley. Oh, actually, here we go. So the question is, are these gonna be a 10-10-10 barley? Hopefully it will be. That'd be pretty awesome. Let's go ahead and grow this thing full. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. It's taking a while to grow. It might not be the best that we can get here. We'll find out here in just a second. Actually, let's just analyze it real quick and see what we get. Sugarcane, barley unidentified. 555. Well, that's better than these that were 333. So maybe it's half of whatever the parents are. I guess that would make sense. Yeah, you combine the two parents and you take half of that. So we had a 111 plus a 10-10-10, so that equal an average of like 555, and then half of that 333. Okay, so I think I'll go with that assumption that that's how these things work. Maybe it's not the best idea to bring those all the way up to 10s every time, but yeah, it's definitely a good starting point halfway to the top end ones. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little bit of breeding here. I'm gonna try and get to our soybeans. Yeah, we have to do wheat plus sugarcane equals barley, wheat plus barley equals rye, rye plus sugarcane equals rice, and then we have to do pumpkins and potatoes equal beans, and finally bean plus rice equals soybean. So that's where we want to go. That's what I'm going to start doing off camera. I'll see you guys in just a little bit. Oh my goodness, guys. So I've been at this now for a little under 2 hours, I'd say. Just growing crops, crossbreeding, mutating, all of that stuff. But we've finally come to a point where we have soybeans. 10-10-10 soybeans. This is so awesome. So again, to get to that point, you needed the seeds plus sugarcane seeds gives you the barley. And then you take seeds plus the barley, and that'll give you the rye. And rye plus sugarcane equals rice. And then pumpkin plus potato equals bean. Bean plus rice equals soybean. So yeah, it's a few steps to get there. I took the time and I got all of these guys to the 10-10-10 stage, which is great. So that means we get a whole bunch of yield when we harvest. They grow fast. And again, I'm still not sure what the strength or the gain, one of the two are. I know what growth speed obviously is. One of the two other stats gives you the more harvest. Like, will always guarantee you get 4, I believe. It looks like there's about 4. Yeah, I got 32 soybeans on me right now. And I got 36. So every time we harvest these guys, we get 4 soybeans, which is amazing. And then it takes them almost no time. Well, it still takes a little bit of time. If you use a watering can, it takes it almost no time to regrow again. I'm not sure what I did with my watering can. I must have put that up. I thought I still had that on me. Nope, I put it up. So yep, we can just sit here and grow sugar canes. Or I'm sorry, grow soybeans. There we go, there's 4 more. Oh man. The only thing is you can't like right click on it with the watering can. You have to right click on here and then move it up if you want to see the growth percentage while you're watering it. Or I guess you could just look at the animation and watch for it to mature if you want. Personally, I like seeing the percentage. Okay, so now that we got all of this stuff done. Oh, by the way, these chests right here, these are all the seeds that took me to get to the point where we're at the 10-10-10s. Yeah, it takes a little bit of time to get to that point, but it's definitely worth it in my opinion, because those soybeans are going to be very, very useful. So I'm just going to go ahead and put all of this stuff away. Man, this chest is almost full. We're almost about to the point where we're going to have to make another chest. Oh, man. Also, speaking about chests, I was noticing over here that our mobs aren't dying anymore. So I was like, what's going on with that? Why are their glasses spinning there? That's kind of weird. Yeah, so I was like, what's up with that? And I looked in this chest, full. Yep, this chest is full of so much stuff, it's crazy. But if that's full, and these still aren't killing, that means all of these chests back here full. Look at that, we got a dispenser. What other cool stuff? Jack-o'-lantern, some iron. Oh man. So I need to go through here. First of all, let's sort this chest. Whew. So we got I got stuff in my inventory now. We got plenty of bones, lots of different bows and things. We got sword. Oh man, that didn't even sort properly. Can we try sorting again? We'll look at it. It just did some stuff. That's pretty cool. Okay, so I'm gonna go through this. I'm gonna combine some bows and things like that, and then we will take a look at the soybeans. Try and make some better food. Why are there glasses there? Can I get those? They're just spinning. Are they on top? Are they underneath? Hold on a second. We gotta investigate this. What is going on with those glasses? Let's break this block. Well, now they're down there. Are they actually in here somewhere? My inventory is not full, so why are those even a thing? I don't know. Okay, well, I'll probably get rid of those some way or another. Use the flint and steel and just burn them, or I don't know, something like that. I'll be careful not to burn the place down. But yeah, let me go ahead and clean out that chest, get some things going, guys, and we will be right back. Alright, guys, so I went in and I cleaned out our mob trap over there. I got all of, like, the different armors and stuff combined, and we're getting a decent amount of stuff. We got over a stack of glowstone and redstone out of the mob trap. About 6 iron. We did get 1 chicken egg, some feathers, some carrots and potatoes, and 3 raw chickens. So we are, in fact, getting chicken spawning in there. And they're being killed, like chicken jockeys or whatever. So yeah, that's pretty cool that we're getting other things besides just the standard mob drops. So I was looking at this a minute ago at our quest book here, and it wants us to make an artichoke. So I was like, how do we make artichokes? So we started looking at this, and to get artichokes, you need lettuce seeds and asparagus seeds to make an artichoke. Huh. So I did the research, and we have to do barley and rye, which we've already made to make corn. We have to do carrots and sugarcane to make scallions, scallions and corn to make asparagus, and asparagus and lettuce to make artichokes. So I was thinking, the way I've been doing this is getting all of our crops up to the 10-10-10 stage, but we only have 1 lettuce seed. So I was like, wait a second here. How did we even get that lettuce seed? We got that back learning the skyblock from this quest right here. We got lettuce seed from this one way early on. So I was like, well, how do you even make a lettuce seed? So I started looking. This is actually a little involved to make a lettuce seed. It's kind of like a rabbit hole. You have to go celery and daisy seeds. Well, how do you get celery? Celery seeds plus alum? Alum? I don't even know how you say that. And then that's blue orchid plus poppy, and poppy is sugar cane plus pumpkin seeds and yada yada yada. And then I remembered, wait a second, this is Pam's Harvest Craft. We don't have to do all that. We have plenty of lettuce that I've been growing wherever it is in my thing. Let's do this. Okay, so yeah, you can just take Pam's Harvest Craft stuff, stick in your crafting grid, and you get another one. So you don't have to go through all of that crazy nonsense to get another lettuce seed. So that really makes that a lot better for me, because I definitely want to get the lettuce to the 10-10-10 stage as well. So yeah, this wants us to make the artichoke, which is going to be a bit more time consuming that I want to spend today. I've already done a lot getting the wheat, the rice, the soybeans, the potatoes, the carrots, the pumpkins, all of that stuff up to the 10, 10, 10. So I'll work on that at another time. So let's move on to this other quest over here, pressing. This is one that's actually going to help us out since we have soybeans. This says the presser turns fruit into juice and soybeans into tofu, soy milk, and firm tofu. This is really what we want to have for food sources. I've ran out of all my toast. I've been eating these butter potatoes, and that's the last 2 of those. I think there was one more food that we got that we have in here somewhere. Oh my goodness, it's impossible to find anything in this chest, especially if you don't even know what it's called. But I think we had another food item in here. We have plenty of wheat, by the way, that we can just turn back into bread. We won't starve. Oh, here it is. Sausage in bread. Okay, so we have those to eat. But after that's gone, all of our food is gone. So let's get the presser going. This thing here, so that is 2 pistons and some iron or bronze or steel. We'll probably do iron. I think that's the cheapest out of those. So yeah, we got plenty of redstone from our mob trap now. We've gotten a decent amount of iron. I think I said 6 pieces, so it's not too bad. We'll need a little bit of wood for the piston heads and, of course, some cobblestone. So we'll go and make that stuff. So that's our piston heads and our cobblestone. Okay, so I'm going to make 2 presses. It seemed like that was about right the last time I did Agrarian Skies 1. You have one making firm tofu, and then you have another one making just a regular tofu. Yeah, and then we need some iron, a bit more iron than what I have. That should be the right amount. So piston, piston. Whoops, click and drag. And there's 2 pressers, awesome. So the pressers do not require power, unless that's been changed, which I doubt. So you just put the soybeans in there, it presses them, and it does everything automatically, so you don't really have to look at this thing. Oh, here's something interesting. It only means soy milk and not the other... Okay, so maybe there's something different that's been changed here. Or maybe the tofu is just a rare product? Okay, hold on. So we've done 4 and we've only gotten soy milk. Let's take a look at this. Because I don't know. Silken tofu. Tofu? Tofu? Oh, okay. So soy milk turns into... Right. So when I use this last, you put the soybeans here. You got both silken tofu and soy milk. Okay, so we might even need 3 pressers. Interesting. So if we put the soy milk in here, we get silken tofu. According to NEI. Yep, there's some silken tofu, and we put that in here, and that'll give us the hardened tofu. And okay. So firm tofu, and the uses for this guy is a lot. So we can make practically everything in the game that requires meat with the firm tofu. So that is really awesome. A lot of these recipes do require a bunch of other things. I can't remember. I think it was like a burger. I think this is where I was getting a lot of my food from before. So toast and raw beef or tofu equals a hamburger. Then you can take that same hamburger and put cheese on there, and then you got a cheeseburger. And then you can put another tofu on there on that cheeseburger to make a bacon cheeseburger. And then I think, was it the bacon mushroom burger? I think that's what I ended up using for like most of my food. So the bacon cheeseburger plus 1 mushroom. This gives you a hearty large meal, which I think might be one of the best. It might be. I remember pizzas were pretty good as well. Yeah, the supreme pizza right there. That is crazy with how much saturation that gives you. But you need a regular pizza, onion, bell pepper, and spice leaf. And the regular pizza is dough plus cheese plus this stuff. Yep, it's one of those things where you just want to make it all in batch and just have a few stacks on hand so you don't have to keep making that over and over again. So silken tofu, we'll put back over in here. Yeah, so I will make another one of these pressers, and we will set up an automation for this. So I put in soybeans on one end, it turns into the soy milk, turns into the silken, turns into the firm, and then I'll put it into a chest. I think that's what I want to do. Let me make another presser and get some of these things together, and we will look at automating that. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and get this thing set up. We've already got like a simple automation thing over here to make dirt. I think this would probably be a good idea, or a good area for setting up our tofu thing as well. We're not really using most of the space over here, and it's only growing trees. I really don't want to build too much more on this platform until we get our proper base going here. So we have a chest here, and this will be our output chest. This is where we're going to get our firm tofu. So we are going to need a presser. Let's put a spacer. I think we're going to kind of stair step this up. I think we're going to do that. Let's get rid of that guy. And where's a good way to get this transfer node on there? I think we fly over the edge like so. There we go. Got it on there. So yeah, this presser will take whatever it's pressing and its contents will go into that chest there. So then we need a way to get stuff into this one. So we just got to keep doing the same thing. Just kind of stair stepping this up a little bit. I guess we could also, well, we don't have to go up, do we? We don't have to go up. Let's change this. We could put this guy right here. Well, if we put it right next to it, the other transfer node's going to connect, and I don't really want that to happen. We can make a micro block, and that would prevent that connection from happening. Maybe we should do that. Yeah, maybe we will do that. Okay, so let's get this press here. So we're going to need the soybean into soy milk, the soy milk in the silken, and the silken into the firm, and then it goes into this chest. And then, of course, we will need a chest over here. All right, so we will do micro blocks. So how do we do that? We need the saw and some stone and some sticks and a flint. Okay, so that's not too bad. So we should be able to make all that stuff right away. So 3 sticks. We need 1 flint, and we need some stone for the tool rods. Tough rods or tool rod. Wait, no, that's over here. Part builder. That is the wrong one as well. We need this guy plus this one. I think we can stick that there. Okay, so there we go. So now we have 2 of these plus this plus those guys. Why you know? Was it 3? Oh, it's 3 of those. Okay, that's fine. One less stick and 1 more of those. Okay, so there's a stone saw. So now we can take that plus any one of these materials. I think we'll just take regular stone. Stone slab, stone panel, stone cover. Is that the one we want? I think that's the smallest. Okay, so now that we have a stone cover, we should be able to separate the way these pipes are connecting. So I can put that right here. Okay, now that will only connect over to this chest. We'll do the same thing. Actually, I'm not sure, now that I'm thinking about it, if we can pipe out of the top of these machines. I guess we'll find out. I probably should have looked at that before I started making this thing in such a way. But if we can pipe it out that way, that would be pretty cool. We'll put a stone thing right like that. Okay, so that's making sense. And then finally, that goes right there. So let's see this work. We'll put 1 soybean that'll go into this machine that'll press into the milk. And then if everything works, that should turn into silken tofu. I went over there. Okay, yeah, we can't do it this way because we're putting it into the side, which sticks it right here, and then we're pulling out of the top, which is pulling out of this slot. So yeah, that is not gonna work. Okay, so let me rearrange this so it will work. Alright guys, so we got this thing all set up now. The way this works is this is our input chest, and we are pulling out of the input chest over into our first presser. This will turn the soybean We'll turn the soybean into the soy milk. Then we pull out from the bottom, and then the pipe comes over and into the side of this one. The soy milk will turn into the silken tofu, and then the same thing. We're pulling out of the bottom, going over and to this one, which will turn into the firm tofu. We pull out of the bottom of that and go into the bottom of this chest over here as our output. So yeah, this works pretty well. It's one of those things where we'll just harvest a bunch of soybeans, stick in this chest, and then don't worry about it. Everything will just fill up over here. So yeah, we are now getting firm tofu out of this side. So it did take 3 pressers. There's probably a way we could do this with less, but this way it'll go the fastest, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way this has turned out. So with this kind of a setup, we'd have to do 2 more, I think, to get the regular tofu, and then 1 more just to get the soy milk. If we want to collect those items, we probably will, so we'll probably set up automations for those other 2. But for now, yeah, we can get the firm tofu, which means it unlocks a lot of different foods for us, and food is no longer going to be an issue, which is awesome. Let's go ahead and have one of these. Man, that fills up the entire food bar and saturation. This is crazy. Oh my goodness. I might even look at making these. I don't know. So one more thing before we end the episode. We got this reward bag last time, but I didn't open this up. Let's see what our good reward bag has for us. What? Shiny leggings with thorns, looting 6, and haste 6? What? Lead chest plate. Okay. Silver helmet with sharpness on it. I wonder if that would actually work pretty well as a weapon. I don't know. And silver boots with haste 7. Projectile protection 7. Wow. Wow, this stuff looks like it might be pretty good. I think we'd move pretty quickly with that stuff. Yeah, haste on the leggings with -8 speed. I don't know. We'll look at that in the future. Well, maybe actually. Let's just put it on now. Does that make it? Oh, that makes us run pretty quickly. That's with normal walking. That's not even with sprinting. Well, that's pretty good. I like that. I like that. We might use these feet. So if we put everything else on, yeah, that's pretty good. Do we fly really quick now? Ooh, that's pretty nice. I like that. Okay, we might switch over from our diamond shoes to these silver boots with the haste 7 enchantment. That is really awesome. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for this episode of Agrarian Skies 2. Hope you guys liked it. I had a lot of fun mutating these crops and growing them and getting them to the best stats and things like that. But we got a lot more to do off camera to try and get our artichokes for that quest. But yep, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on this episode if you did like it. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.